You're watching it.
All right, everybody. So we have changed settings for the microphones, so just let me know in the comments if you're still having trouble hearing. This is the first time I've actually transported my studio to Edge Radio Studios, Australia, for an event with a live audience. We do have a very conscientious, relentless watcher in the audience who pointed out that I have been here before with my studio. You're quite right there, Frank. Quite right. Good job. But it's the first time that, yes, I've transported the studio. Hopefully the sound is better, everybody. Please let me know in the comments. A huge thank you to Aaron from Edge Radio Australia. Where is he? Why can't I see him? Is he hiding? There he is. Pauline, can you just confirm if you can hear? Oh, that's terrible. But anyway, let's just get on with it. And so, yeah, so Relentless is 100 is more than a milestone, and it doesn't really matter about me. It's the celebration of what it means to be relentless, and that's the very reason why I started the show. How did I start Relentless? The beautiful Michael Gray Griffith from Cafe Lockdown. Hello to Michael. We are so happy that you are out of that hospital with Kelly by the ocean. And Michael asked me to stream to Cafe Lockdown in 2022 and said, why don't you do a show? And I thought, I can do a show. Okay. Well, I can talk to wonderful people who are relentless in their field. And actually, this room, I am surrounded by people who are relentless, and you're all magical, wonderful people. Oh. So give a round of applause for all the relentless people. Oh. Hello, Dr. Linnett. Yes, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for your support. All of the wonderful people in the Eastern States, you are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, so the very first episode of Relentless was the 23rd of March in 2023. So that's nearly 2 years. Well, it's 2 years ago. And someone in the room was the first guest on Relentless, and that person was Scotty from Scorpion Media Group. Show went for a total of 38 minutes. That's my shortest episode of Relentless. That's a good one. We talked about Lydia Thorpe. She was on the ground in a mini skirt, telling everyone you're not welcome. Is that when we're talking about that? To come up on stage, this is an audience participation episode. Just here to look at me.
He just wished you good luck.
Liquid confidence.
Sorry.
All right. For everybody in the audience, this is Scotty from Scorpion Media Group. You would know him. He's been interviewed by me many times. Also, Michael from Cafe Lockdown. Say hello to everybody, but I want to ask you, Scotty, in particular, because you've been through the COVID war, nearly every single rally. You've filmed nearly every single happening in Perth. And we all just went to watch your wonderful documentary, COVID-19 Ad for the Western Australian Experiment. So after your well wishes to everybody, I want to ask, what is your most memorable moment? Because we all know about the bad parts, but what have been the good parts?
Holy shit, you know, holy shit, you know. What were the good
What were the good moments of the rallies? Well, look, everybody met everybody.
Yeah.
And look, we're all good today. Right?
Yeah, yes.
Look at all these beautiful people. I was at Topolini's today. We were.
About anything.
We were talking about boobs. And these girls are, they eat meat, they're meat eaters. Don't draw any conclusions. But, I think you do, it's just coincidental. And, what else were we talking about? Well, the arrest, when they got arrested.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
was it a highlight? Well, that was kind of funny, to see. Oh, not funny. It's like, then were Jamie's there as well. She got arrested, the criminals. And can you imagine in Australia, sort of a dozen cops raiding a restaurant because they don't have some sort of vaccine passport? Bullshit. I mean, what insanity. I mean, the government really let us down, and it's probably, in reality, when you talk to some people, like in the US, right? If you go, California and New York were very much similar. They were crazies, but some of the southern states were like, what? I told them what happened here, and they were like, no fucking way. They're like, we got guns, man. They ain't gonna come in, but they were arrested. They arrested a mother and a daughter, and they went away, and they were rolled around in a paddy wagon on the way back. And we arrived, and they were the paddy wagon. I don't know. Did you guys see us?
No.
No, so we were chasing the hang loose recluse and myself. We were running at them with the camera, and they were running down the road, and the cops dropped them off around the corner after being arrested. And
They didn't want to stay here.
what's that? They didn't want to see the media. But apparently, it went all over. People from overseas were commenting about how they got arrested, and I think Jody made a comment. Oh, my children and my granddaughter and all that. And everybody thought Jamie was pregnant. What's that?
Children.
What?
Baby. Grandchild.
Future grandchild. Yeah, and oh wow. Oh great. Jamie's pregnant. You're not pregnant, are you, Chuck? Okay.
She just got engaged.
Jimmy just got engaged. Yeah. No one's the wedding here. And everybody out there is playing the wedding. Just show up. Yeah. So anyway, what else? I'll stay here forever. Yeah. Richie and Sharon.
Shame the mic's off.
Well, the first time I saw Big Aaron was he's big. He's got a big heart. And he was slagging the mainstream media.
I'll never do
And the main, here he was, this guy. I was at the first rally, I think it was one of the first, and he's like, and these are the spin doctors, ladies and gentlemen. And he's pointing out the mainstream media, and they're all huddling in, and everybody, probably 1,000 people there, and they're all screaming and yelling at the mainstream media because the mainstream media is so lame. They were the worst what can you think about, the crap they lied about every single thing, and now we know it. And, they're still floating around. But anyway, there he was, yelling at the media, stirring up shit and causing troubles, right? Yeah. Do you feel guilty about that, right?
I'm a man of peace.
He's a man of peace. Yeah, and what else you got? Stuart out there, Sophia, we got Martine here doing the windmills, Alex, Dave over there. But I have to comment about every single person name. Christian on the camera. He sat in the background doing the things, telling Robyn what to do. Brooke she lived in America for 20 years, right? Didn't you? Yeah. And Brandon? You got any Brandon? Prison guard and said no, stood up. Terry, Phil, it was interesting when I was talking to Phil. No, I was actually interviewing Phil.
I'm just terrible.
You want me to shut up, don't you? Interviewing Phil, and I was going, hey, Phil, tell me what happened. He goes, oh, my wife and daughter just got arrested, and then we saw them pull up, and I said, I'll see you later. We laughed. and we left you out. But anyway, you know, Lisa back over there, Frank sitting in the background, Elbows, his nickname. And of course, who did I get back? Andre back there. Andre, what are you doing from New Zealand? He's our token New Zealander.
Straight American, mate.
Anybody have Axel over there? He's on computer games. Young person, obviously playing computer games. We should be out. I don't know, whatever. Stuart, anything? Any sub out there screaming and yelling at people on the streets? Throwing the Sophia, any comments? Former cannabis party, but
Yeah.
you know,
They've gone woke.
Yeah.
Or gone the other way.
she's anti-woke now.
It's a white guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Labor got in, but you know, the goods that we have to look on something out. A lot of the greens got out. Oh my God, some of the watermelons are gone.
Celebrate something big today.
We're gonna celebrate something big. Oh,
Something big, yes.
Yes.
thank you, Madam Brand, for disappearing. The watermelon is gone. The king watermelon is.
Boy.
He's what? No, boy. Yeah, we don't care. They're great, you know, because
In reality, everybody, look, and if you're a greenie out there and you're a young person, you're thinking about, oh, I want to save the universe. You gotta realize that you're being used by the globalist agenda. The green agenda is like BS.
I mean,
It's really, there's no consensus on it. Carbon dioxide causes global warming.
it's
Insanity, isn't it?
Hey, Scott, it's 1 hour.
Sorry?
It's 1 hour.
Don't have a show.
Anyway.
Anya, they told me to fuck up. Adios, amigo.
I love him, bless his little cotton socks.
Good input between the palette and the microphones there, Les. No, but we did have someone in the audience. Thanks very much, Scotty, and thank you for being the very first Relentless guest. And as I said, you've been on many times and for many different interviews. We did have some people in the comments asking, was that Max Freedom over there? And yes, it is. Most definitely Max Freedom. Of course you're welcome to come up here.
So,
The male model of the freedom.
What's right?
The male model.
Not too shabby. Special.
she said that one.
Yeah, so good to see everyone tonight. Finally get to see the face, people online. You're lucky, Robyn. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. People can see. So yeah. That's what it's about.
Well, you've done some interesting things, Richie.
Yes. Well, over the years, what have we done? Highlight. Scotty will remember. McGowan. Remember the Wanneroo in the morning?
Oh, I do remember, yeah.
Yes, so in 2021, 22, we raced to Wanneroo to try and capture it down. And it was about half an hour he was trying to dodge us. And all of a sudden, we get this noise
Out the back door. And went running after him. And in that moment, I was like, what am I going to do?
I'm quite sure McGowan said a lot of noises there. He's back.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I just went up to him and, asked him about the deaths of the vaccine injuries and that. And, he was just smug and just didn't want to answer any questions. And I just thought, that says it all. We've been trying to do this for so many years now, great awareness, but we're on the right side of history.
You know what I mean? A lot of people out there are coming around to it. They're seeing what's going on. You know, it's righteous what we're doing. Wouldn't regret this day of it. There were times when I was working, you know, getting funny looks at work, people, you know, trying to wake people up. They don't know rallies are on, things like that, and they're like, "You're crazy," you know. But glad I did it. Yeah, wouldn't change a moment.
No regret.
Good on you.
Oh, yes. Richie, amazing. Apparently, you have a new nickname. Shall I say it?
Yeah, yeah.
The Salvo Hall. So I've interviewed some extraordinary people over the 100 episodes of Relentless. We are back. Hello, everybody. Hi, Jay. Hi, Robert. Oh, it's a shame you're not here, but thank you very much for your continued support. I appreciate it very, very much. Interviewed some extraordinary people, relentless souls, who I see have changed the world and continue to change the world. We've already had Scorpion Media Group on stage and Mr. Max Freedom there. Pilo was going to be here tonight, and Pilo is one of those fantabulous people who does many, many wonderful things with RDA, the Whiteboard people, was a very important Light Australian newspaper person, and many other wonderful things that Pilo does. Stuart, who is here as well. And we have one of the, if Mr. Cameraman can pan around to the boards there to show everybody the ban on AI surveillance, the campaign that the Freedom Truck in the Eastern States is currently running. Stuart, along with Max Freedom, actually goes out to do the Walk of Shame the first Saturday of every month, which is absolutely fantastic. Who else do we have in here that I've interviewed? Brendan from Joondalup Voices. One of the many, many people that have worked tirelessly to have similar motions as Port Hedland passed in regards to the DNA contamination of Pfizer and Moderna products. And also Lisa. Lisa, very early on, you were on Relentless for a ladies' evening. Do you remember that? Yes, that was very good. Martine, beautiful Martine. Wonderful, beautiful person. Sophia Mamont, the Honourable Sophia Mamont as well. And Alex, the whistleblower, who's responsible for the 3,649-day ban at Cafe Lockdown. Please stand up. Do you have to come on to the stage, Alex?
Left. Oh, go Alex.
It's the right profile with the blower. Would you like to talk to everybody about the courage to do that? Because you actually spoke to Michael the first time in Fremantle in his bus, Florence, with when Michael and Kelly were here, and that went viral.
Still is.
Still, yeah. People still message me and ask me for the link for that. And then, of course, they tried to do an expose upon yourself and Martine. Maybe Martine, you want to come up here as well? You can talk to this.
Help us.
So, yeah, talk to us about the courage to be a whistleblower, because you were a Liberal staffer.
Yeah.
And the fact that you are relentless and you won't stop. Can you talk to us about that?
You go.
Hi, everybody. I haven't prepared anything for tonight, but I'll just do my best to talk to you about, what I was interviewed with Michael from Cafe Locked Out about is the scam that is wind turbines. And in Australia, we are paying subsidy per turbine per year of $1 million. That's coming out of your electricity bills. And wind turbines are not green. It's a scam, and it's all about the money. So they don't reduce emissions. We haven't reduced the coal that is burnt, and wind on the electricity grid is intermittent and unreliable, and we require baseload backup at all times. When wind comes onto the grid, the electricity grid really struggles to balance the wind energy. So we've gone from having a reliable baseload source of electricity to having an unreliable source of electricity that hides under the guise of reducing emissions, when in actual fact wind turbines are incapable of reducing emissions. So Michael interviewed me about what I had done when I was working for 2 Liberal Party senators. I was their policy advisor for 8 years, and I was part of both of the wind turbine inquiries. And basically, it's an elaborate financial scam that is destroying our countryside. It's destroying prime farmland. It's destroying koala habitat. It doesn't matter what is in the way of the wind turbine companies, whether it's our koalas, our gliders, our bats, our birds. The wind turbines come in and destroy the ecology. So those of us that care about the environment, unfortunately, a lot of them believe that the wind turbines are capable of reducing emissions, and they aren't. So all of this environmental destruction is for nothing, and it's utterly devastating. And most of the eastern states are currently being destroyed by the amount of wind turbines that we're putting in. And now it's coming to Western Australia. And with the results of the state election and the federal election, it's particularly devastating that Labor have maintained their control of both the state and federal government, because under Labor leadership, our land and our oceans are at risk of being destroyed by wind turbines. And it's utterly devastating. The amount of wind turbines that they're planning to put in, it's over 20 gigawatts. So our entire electricity grid, the SWIS, the Southwest Interconnected System, maxes out at 4.5 to 5 gigawatts, and they're planning to put 20 gigawatts of wind on our land and in our oceans. Anyone with half a brain can work out that no rational person would do that, but it's all about the subsidy. So the energy companies that are foreign owned are just planning to completely ream us and destroy our beautiful countryside and our pristine oceans. So to everyone that's watching this, please get up and start educating people about what's going on. This is a foreign takeover of our electricity grid, and it's a national security risk, because to have our electricity grid being controlled by foreign countries is a major problem. And I probably should zip it around about now, because
keep going.
that's part of what got Cafe locked out, the 10-year ban. So this is something that's very important that everybody needs to be talking about. Let's give a big bird to the Minister for Communications. Robyn has done her best to ensure that I've been able to speak and to get what I'm trying to educate everyone about out into the social media sphere. And without people like Robyn, Encourages the Cure and Relentless, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So what Robyn's doing is incredibly important to all of us, incredibly important to the future of our beautiful country.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just before you speak though, I want to thank Alex because honestly, that video is outstanding. And the fact that you stood up under all that pressure and you're a genuine whistleblower, like I honestly, that I would almost say that changed my life. Like it's so important to see somebody who, quite frankly, in the world we live in right now, has the balls, right? But we have a real testicle problem right now. Okay? People don't have courage anymore. Courage is the cure. And thank you so much for showing that. Appreciate it, Ruth.
Thank you.
See, Robyn and I are very close. That little move. I met this beautiful woman standing next to me because of Michael doing that and Relentless and Robyn. So I tracked this lovely lady down and we met at the very beginning of March last year, where I had a bit of a coup d'etat plan to take down the Bustleton Shire. Yeah. So we had a special electors meeting and I asked this wonderful lady to come down and be our guest speaker. And so, and at that point you're like, I'm all in, but I'm shit scared.
Yeah.
And I said,
One of the most terrifying things I've done was driving myself from Perth down to the Bustleton special electors meeting. I remember I was crying the entire way because I was so terrified of what I was about to do, and I still managed to do it. So,
and I got a few calls on the way down. So we did. One who also came as a special guest.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sophia, because you've supported offshore wind and onshore wind fighting back from day one. Not for votes, but you knew it was the moral, ethical thing to do, and it was standing up for true Australians. So thank you. So Alex and I have become sisters in the war, warrioresses together. So I did my first interview with Relentless with, now I'm going to cry. I almost. With Alex, and it was the same day that we pulled dead whales off the beach in the morning at Toby Inlet, and it was one of the most traumatic experiences of both of our lives, and it consolidated why we are fighting so hard to protect our oceans from habitat destruction and the absolute slaughter of biodiversity. So there has been so many people in our community that have stood by both of us. At times we've really struggled. We've had our own security at times. Most people don't know that, but we did. At the very beginning, there was a message come through from the federal government at the time saying to make sure that beautiful Alex next to me and myself made safe passage to do what we needed to do to educate the people of WA, to make sure that the truth was getting out there in communities, excuse me, and to make sure that we were going to get across the line to make sure that our message was heard, and as a team that we would be heard and seen, and the message is going to be heard clearly. And it's been a relentless journey for both of us. Certainly thanks to Robyn. You've done so many interviews for both of us, but now we're sisters in arms, we're against them at all. So fuck you, Bowen. And Elbow, I'm coming for you, you bitches. Soy boys. Sorry, a bit of stress there. I need to get that out after the weekend. So after fighting so hard, the fight is not even up yet. We have so much still up our sleeve, and they should be very worried that women like us and the rest of us have united in WA, because you woke sleeping giant over here in WA. We're pretty laid back, but once you piss us off, yeah, it's game on. So thank you.
You're on, girls.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
Ladies.
Thank you, Robyn.
So emotional.
It's work like man. That's all.
That's my computer. I doesn't want to do without my computer. Um,
Did you like to stand for that?
Yeah, you did stand that.
Listen, go on right here. Right, that one, bring it on.
yes, we've had a lot of comments there, Alex and Martine, about your interviews. Not only do people keep messaging me wanting me to send the link of the original video that you did with Michael, people are asking me for the videos that we did in response to Four Corners Win Wars as well. People still ask for those because it's, there's. This goes to the point why the word relentless sprung to mind is because somebody in this room, I think it's from Scholarly Media Group, said that globalism never sleeps.
Yeah.
And I know he didn't come up with that, he stole it from someone.
No, I stole it from
Margaret Thatcher.
Like,
Yeah.
socialism,
Yes. But
Margaret Thatcher, by the way.
in the same breath, it reminded me of the fact that through all the people I've met through all these years, freedom fighters
Yeah.
never sleep,
Yeah.
and we are relentless. That's where relentless came from. That thought there. Let me just say, skin. I'm so sorry, everybody. It's an unusual situation for me to be talking to a group of people. It's not cooperating.
When you're really watching Mother.
I don't know. It's like when I came to Edge Radio Studios today, edgeradioaustralia.com. Everybody, please go and listen to Edge Radio. I wanted to connect to the Wi-Fi. And I'll just say that the password very juvenile. Very juvenile.
What is it?
No.
Very juvenile indeed.
Big thing on.
I haven't had a music step. I don't know why this isn't working. Now we're really just going to have to wing it. Sing it or wing it. That's a favourite place of mine in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Anyway, so there we go, everybody. Throughout the fantastic, relentless people that I've interviewed, it really reminds me that we are so consumed and bombarded and exposed to short form content, the 30-second doom scrolling and the 2-minute videos if you're lucky. And I understand that everybody's time poor, and I understand that everybody's attention is probably not as long as it used to be. But one of the things that I noticed is that long form interviews enable us to learn things, and particularly over the past 5 years of the COVID war, we need more than ever to learn from the people who specialise in their field, whatever it might be, whether it's wind turbines, whether it's geopolitical knowledge, all those sorts of things. And so that's why I find I really enjoy Relentless, because the people I've interviewed, like Buck Angel, one of the original transsexuals, he actually, through preparing to interview him, I learned about what gender dysphoria actually is and what that means in comparison to social contagion. Such an important to grasp, to understand what's happening with our young people around the world and why we're being bombarded by this short form content to not only brainwash us, but brainwash our kids. And unless we speak to people like Buck Angel, who can explain what gender dysphoria is and what social contagion is, and how ideological subversion is harming our children, not only ideologically, but their body and spiritually as well. We can't learn these things through 30-second short form videos. So that's why I find interviewing people long form incredibly powerful, because we're able to learn things. Who else did I interview? There were so many. Mark Devlin, in regards to the nefarious nature of the music industry. Probably the most memorable interviewer, not for the greatest of reasons, was Stephen in Scotland. And he's a dad, middle-aged like most of us, or a little bit past middle-age. And he was vaccinated because he needed to be. And he ended up being injured. And he had a spinal stroke. So he had to learn how to walk again. He had to learn how to do everything for himself. He wasn't the husband. He wasn't the father that his children knew. You can just imagine. And I've never heard anybody say this before in an interview, that he went back for his booster. So why would you go back for your booster? That's what I asked him. Why did you go back for your booster? He'd been in hospital, rehabilitation. Because he was hoping that it would kill him.
Oh my God.
He couldn't live his life like that, injured, and he hoped the booster would kill him. And I said, I've never heard anybody say that before, Stephen. And he said, you know what? There's many more like me. I'm just honest, and I'm probably one of the only ones saying it. And that opened up my mind even more. And I live and breathe this every day, like every single one of you and every single one of you in the audience. It shows the true grit of people, the people that are relentless in their field. And it's a real honour for me to speak to people and interview them, because we get better, we grow stronger when we learn from other people. And that's the value and the joy that I get from Relentless. I was going to take the camera around the room, but we might end the show, and I might. Can somebody give me a time check? I can't. That's good. That's good. I think I will take the camera around the audience that is here with us today. We have turned it off because I noticed we were getting some feedback from people. But I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you that have been supporting me and watching Relentless and sharing the episodes of Relentless. The support is absolutely amazing, and thank you to all the brave souls, relentless souls that agreed to come on my show. It's not easy to talk about yourself in a long form style interview. It can be quite wearing on guests, and a lot of people aren't used to talking about themselves for that long and what they do, and being asked questions about what they do, why they do it, all these sorts of things. So thank you to every single guest that's come on Relentless as well. I look forward to another 100 episodes, and I really want to say the biggest thank you to all of the people in this room, because you're my new family, and I love you all so much. And thank you all so much for coming tonight. I really appreciate it. Sorry. Because I was very waiting and someone's being pointed at. Aaron, could you come up here? Please? I believe that's first. Now, everybody at home, in the audience, I want to, Aaron, as I mentioned before, you've been on Relentless a couple of times. Actually. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Aaron is the founder, the CEO, the Aaron is Edge Radio Australia.
That's not true.
Well, it's a community. No, it's a community. It's the same with Cafe Locked Out, but Michael is Cafe Locked Out. I mean, everyone in the audience will agree. Hello, like Michael. Aaron is Edge Radio Australia, and just like many people in this room, I've been able to rely on the fact that you will be there at these events when so many of us, very early on, didn't know what the hell was going on, didn't know what the hell we were going to do. We didn't know who to talk to. But Aaron Freedom, I think that was the first page I actually followed you on Facebook. Aaron Freedom. Yeah. So Aaron, I not only do I want to say thank you, but I didn't know this was all.
Taking the whole show, she's gonna be there.
This was a special. I just want to say thank you, probably on behalf of everyone here too, and everyone in Perth who's still at home, probably watching Netflix now and couldn't give two fucks, but you know.
Netflix and chill. Oh, that's important.
Yeah, whatever. Aaron, could you talk to us about how you maintain your job? Because we are at a radio station. I mean, this is your
World.
This is your world, and it's a massive endeavour.
Yeah.
Which you are relentless.
I learned from the best. There you go.
Would have been one of these people. But talk to us about very early on and Edge Radio. I mean, this is a massive deal, Aaron, and I really admire you. And
I admire you, and this is the thing. We're a family. We are absolutely a family, and the thing is, we need to support each other. It's something that I'm incredibly proud to be part of. It's something that I'm relentless about every single day. We need to keep going. We need to keep our foot on the throttle at all times. This can't stop, right? Our kids, our grandkids, these people, all of the lives in this room and so many other rooms around the world right now, they're relying on us, okay? So we need the odd loudmouth to, yap and stand up and do his thing or her thing. I am so proud of the fact that I look around this room and 5 years ago, I didn't know any of you. Right?
yes, you did.
You're my family. Technicalities, jeez. There's always one. My point is we found our tribe, we found our family, we found the people and that doesn't mean to separate us from other people. This is really important. I think it's our job to take the word out to the world, and that's what Relentless is all about. I'm so proud to have Edge Radio Australia and Relentless and you and Courage is a Cure as a whole entity sort of coming together. This is important, and actually I'll make a little political statement if I may, right?
Yes.
Right now, we've seen what's happened over the last couple of weeks when it comes to politics, and I'm not going to sit here and give a political argument, but I'll say this. The media had far, far, far too much to say about who is running this country. And the way that we fix that, and I'm going to throw a stat out first and foremost. Right, less than 20% of the population now get their news and information from the mainstream media, from the news, less than 20%.
Yeah.
We are the news, and it kills them. They hate it.
Yeah.
So what we need to do now is we need to know, okay, we embrace each other. We use our powers, we collectively come together, and we actually make a real movement where we put all the egos out, we actually get there, and we make this happen. We are the news, we are the media, we are the voice for the people, and we are relentless, and we will never, ever, ever stop. And we have power in ourselves if we work together. We've got to do that. We've got to do that on the media front. We need to do it on the political front. And again, like, I don't actually agree with everything that you talk about, Robyn. Sometimes like, you know, I have a bit of a moment. But that's great, right? Because if you truly believe in free speech, it has to be the free speech you don't agree with, as well as the stuff you agree with. We're not here to live in a fishbowl. We're here to live in a world where our entire, in my opinion, my attitude is, this is about making the best world for the next generation. Okay? That's our key. That's our job. Okay? And by working together, by putting our powers, by putting our egos aside, our powers together, we're going to achieve so much. So incredibly proud to have you on board with Edge Radio Australia. I think that together we're going to do so much. And I would encourage any other, behind the scenes, man, that's big stuff, right? Big stuff. This is a massive undertaking. There is a lot of pressure. I mean, when I first started Edge, I had a full head of hair. Right? So it's a bit of pressure. But we're going to change the world. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Aaron. Yes, it's been a long time coming that we stream Relentless to Edge Radio Australia. So it's happening from 101 on. So it's absolutely thrilling. Thanks so much, Aaron. It's going to be great. So good. Remembered my password. Amazing. I don't want to use that Touch ID thing. Yes. No. So yes, we do need to be relentless more than ever, particularly after, you know, we just had the election and all these reprobates thinking that they're elected because they're popular and everybody loves them. Yeah. Okay, that's true. Should we have a look at Starmer? When Starmer was elected and the numbers there, he wasn't elected because he was voted in by the majority. Give me a break, honestly. So we do need to be relentless more than ever. I know everybody's tired and weary and all those sorts of things, but that just means you need to take care of yourself, like everybody does. So as I said, I look forward to another 100 episodes of Relentless. Thank you all for joining me live in the audience and for all of your comments and your audio help as well. Thank you to Max Freedom for helping me with mics and all those magical, wonderful things. And my husband, I want to say a big thank you to him and the small human behind him. They put up with a lot. Just because, you know, who I am. You know, demanding person. Happy. But no, really, this takes a lot of time away from my family, and just like a job, because this has become my job, like I explained in February to the audience, this is my job now. And I just want to say a huge thank you to my husband and my small human who and when I was going to stop doing what I'm doing, my husband was one of the first people that said, "Don't you dare." So, thank you. All right, everybody. So once again, thank you to Aaron. And I've just got a big shout out to everybody because we're all, I'm going to make a post tomorrow, so please go along. It's one where we're all reaching out for help. So if you're one of those helpful people, please have a look at Courage to Secure Facebook tomorrow and X as well at Robyn RJS. Thank you to Aaron Malloy. Thank you to Ed. She's just escaped again. Thank you, Aaron. We are clapping even though you're not here. Thank you, Val, Jodie, Topolini, Phil. We love you so much. And thank you to Michael, Cafe Looked at, Kelly, you're amazing, Rahana, all of the streamers. Thank you to